And perfect. All right. Let me get this other one there. Ratio icon. Yes, perfect. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Awesome. So, yeah, anything else, Lord Horatio?
Nope, I'm ready to begin.
Oh, awesome. Well, awesome. Perfect. Yeah, as we had, we just so, yes. Hello everybody. How are you? No one else will respond, obviously not, but oh, that is great. I love it. The part 2 of the birthday stream. I know, I know. No one else has shown up, but that is fine. We shall just continue. Is there what have you been doing, Lord Horatio?
just just been working in school. That's pretty much my life right now.
Yeah, I know. That's a lot of good stuff that I'm doing as well.
I know.
Yeah. And let me see. I do know that there was a lot of that that we had plans of other stuff. Do you remember like those videos where we were um those Christmas videos we were doing, the Christmas streams?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh man, dude, we had to finish that one day.
Which one was it?
Hallelujah.
Oh, the Handel's Messiah?
Yes.
Oh, yes, 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 I remember.
Dude, that was awesome. I got
Yeah,
one. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
I love that one. I know that we also had like that one stream where we watched that anime on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, Angel's Egg.
Yeah, that was trippy.
Yeah, that was. I always love that one because I'm a humongous Dark Souls fan, so I just love watching it.
Hmm. When was the last time you watched it?
Angel's Egg.
Hmm.
Uh, I think you and I watching it was the last time I saw it.
Mm.
Uh, I I would love to revisit it because, well, like I said, I would love to see just how it ties in with the Dark Souls story. I mean, I know how it ties in, but there has to be some wider implications because the parallels to Dark Souls and Angel's Egg are pretty huge. So I would love just to watch that movie again and just see it because um uh, I think before though we do, if you and I watch it, I would highly encourage you to study the Dark Souls story in relation to Angel's Egg because then you'll get kind of the idea of what I mean.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
well, maybe we'll do that in the summer. You think it would be available in the summer?
oh, Angel's Egg. Oh yeah, I think it's still on YouTube. But if not, I mean, we could just always just buy it and just
Mm.
watch it.
Sure,
It's
sure.
a it's a it's an interesting movie. It's one of those movies where I don't know what you call it, but it's one of those movies that is meant for like just like an allegory per se.
Mm. Yeah, like didn't you say during our stream that it was like allegory for Christianity?
Um, the from I went back and watched some videos on it. The entire thing is based on essentially this man's the person whoever made Angel's Egg. It's based on his spiritual life.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. All right. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh. Do you remember like that stream we did on like the Civil War?
I think yeah, I think I did. It was for Sherman.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. No, like I think we
Yeah,
stopped on Sherman, right?
I think so. It was Sherman's March to the Sea.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's always been a fascinating part the of the Civil War history. Also, what was it? And then didn't we do a video on Bismarck and the Imperial Germany?
I don't think we did. I think you and I just watched it. I don't think we did a stream.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. But yeah, Imperial Germany is so interesting.
Dude, yeah, like, like I know we spoke off stream and like, like yes, my love for Europe today is like non-existent. Like it's to me, I'm sorry, like I do feel animosity towards modern Europe. Like I'm just personally, I just feel I'm sick of them. But old Europe, like Imperial Europe, I just feel like, I know like a lot of people would be like, shouldn't you hate them? I'm like, I find them fascinating. The British Empire, my goodness, the French Empire, the German Empire, not
The
Hitler, but
Russian Empire,
yes, dude,
Rus-
yes, that was fascinating.
Austria-Hungary.
Oh, dude, Austria. Yeah, okay, yes, towards the end, towards like the 18th, not 19th century, early, late 1800s, late 1880s, right? 18 things like that. It really starts to deteriorate because they start to become dual empire in like what 1860s or 1840s, something like that.
Uh, I don't know much about that. I just know more about how they fell as an empire during the First World War, but
Hmm.
anything after that, I'm not entirely familiar with.
Oh no, no, before that happened before where they became a dual, uh, you know, monarchy.
Oh, oh, a multicultural empire
Yeah.
or multi-ethnic. I think that's what they were, multi-ethnic.
Well, they were multi-ethnic, but they were also multicultural. Like for example, the United States is the American culture is an umbrella culture, meaning the big overarching culture exists, but then there's small other ones that are underneath it, like Italian American, right? It's all American, but it's Italian American, there's Mexican American, there's Chinese American, but at the end of the day, they're all American. That's what the thing is.
Right.
And so that's how America's supposed to be. But today, people want it to be where it's Chinese, it's African American, it's Native American. They're trying to make that a thing, but Native Americans, they're more so grounded because they understand the concept. Like, no, America has an umbrella culture. It's like, and besides, they really like to point out that like, your American umbrella culture descends from us. So us denying that is us denying ourselves. That's how they put it. And so like all these activists don't like to talk to, indigenous people because of that because
Right.
they hate America. And if you hate America, it's like no, you hate them. That's how they put it. Cuz like yeah, cuz they feel upset that the institutions that America has, which were built by plenty of the indigenous, was used against them. That's what they're sad about and upset about. Other than that, it's like no, America is them, and it is also the United States. You know.
Mhm.
So, and I'm like, yeah, I actually totally agree with that, because like when the European settlers came here, they wanted to get away from the crown, wanted to get away from Europe. They wanted to do their own thing. They had more technology, so they were able to, you know, come and take uproot wherever people were not, or in places
Right.
like yeah, because like a lot of the indigenous were like, well, this place is big enough for everybody, sure. It's like they want to
Hmm.
set up right there on the banks of the river. Sure, that to to indigenous that's just weird, but to European colonists, to European settlers, they're like, we have the technology to where this can work, and that's why the indigenous were like, Dang, they making it work. They making it work. You know. Yeah, exactly. And it's like they were just totally like, wow, they're making it work. But that just comes out of all technology. Now, the Japanese, they took 80 years to go from medieval to first industrial. So and Native Americans had a long time to do that themselves. So technically, you can say that's us falling behind is our fault. You could technically say that. And like when it comes to the Chinese, they always say that's oh the century humiliation and all this stuff. But it's like okay, but that's your own fault. Like how is that simple? You didn't like your government didn't try to advance itself. It kept saying no, we're still the center of the world. We don't have to advance. Just these pesky Europeans, they keep bringing their problems here. Oh, they're oppressing us, and it's like okay, but you could change your institutions, westernize your institutions, like adopt if they're doing something that's successful, why don't you do the same thing? The Japanese did it.
Mm,
And look at them.
right.
Yeah, exactly. And the Chinese tried to do it at the last minute. At that point, they're like revolution at that point, and it's like, yeah, no, you failed. Exactly. Like when it comes to the indigenous in the Americas, the ones who tried to do it were the Cherokee. They really like the five civilized nations they would call, right? Remember that?
Oh, the League of Five Nations.
Yes, the five civilized nations. They would call them five civilized because, they were advancing their technology rapidly. The Cherokee, the
Right.
Chickasaw, the Choctaw, the Seminole, and the Mats. I forgot what they are. Please forgive me. It's not the Muskogee. I know it's not them.
Mm,
But those ones there, they were advancing their technology. Then they got pushed out westward.
mm,
But again, they it shows that well they just did it a little too late in the game though. If they had done it earlier, that may have been far better for them. But again, it shows that see they could have done it, you know, and like where there's a will, there's a way. It's just that things like that, like Americans, like they sure they needed help from the French to overthrow the British, but where there's a will, there's a way. They did it. Like the French weren't there en masse like Americans were. Like, you can fund them all the funding in the world, all the weapons in the world. You can send leaders to help command their forces. Correct. Which is what the French did. You could put mercenaries among their ranks, sure, which is what happened. But majority of the fighting was done by the colonists themselves. So where there's a will, there's a way. Like they defeated the British. They took on the empire and won. If God didn't want that to happen, my goodness, it wouldn't have happened. But all I can say is that yeah, things happened to where where there's a will, there's a way. Like people will, if you have that will, like it will, and if you put in the effort, things will follow.
right.
Now, I do have a question because oh right, yeah, wait. We were talking about the Austrians, multi-ethnic. Yeah, because people want America to be national. It's like, no, we're one nation, one culture, one umbrella culture if you want. And I don't see the problem with assimilating. If you don't like this country, you can just leave.
Yeah, honestly, that is pretty true.
It's like, I hate this country. You have any plans to leave? It's like, no. It's like, why are you here?
The the one thing that's always interested me is that the people who do say that, you know, the people who I remember literally watching one time someone that was a Charlie Kirk video,
I saw it too.
and the guy literally said he said I hate America.
Hmm.
So then my thought was, okay, well, you can always leave. There is no one ever forcing you to stay.
Uh huh.
And if, if there ever was anyone forcing you to stay, then they would probably get arrested, or they would probably, I don't know. It just the whole thing about like the whole hate America thing.
Hmm.
My thought on that is, perhaps you better be a little bit more grateful for all you've been given, because it's it's not easy to fight and die for something you love, and then go just for your whole posterity to say this country isn't worth it. Why are we even still preserving this country? Then I don't know. For me, that just doesn't. It never seemed like it was a good idea.
Hmm. Like, but do you notice that most of them are of one ethnicity? Now, again, I don't like in my private stuff. Like, I catch myself like, why am I always pointing that out? Oh, the one ethnicity. Yeah, they all happen to be left-wing white people. They happen to be. I don't hate white people.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and it's it's interesting to see that they feel like they can speak for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Why though? Just
I
if
would
you're so
go ahead.
I was like, if you're so insistent on saying like, oh, they can't help themselves, then why are you treating them like children? Why are you treating them like, I don't know, why are you treating them as if they're like subhuman, or
Mhm.
like they can't independently do things on their own? If you truly believed that these people had their own agency, then you probably wouldn't be doing, whatever it is you do.
Mhm. What people fail to see is, why do patriarchies exist?
Yeah.
Like, patriarchies exist because men are creating society for women and children. They're protecting the things they love. Throughout history, the reason why they never took women's ideas in consideration is because, you know, they saw them as like, you are too precious. You go do you things. We men will protect you. We men create the ideas to protect you. Of course, it's kind of sad that you don't include them in the thinking, but at the end of the day, like, I get like, they are the ones who are protecting the women. It is sad that that has happened historically, to where men treat the women as if they're not equals. That is sad, but they are the ones who are protecting you. So like, it is a sad thing, but that is the reason why patriarchies exist. They exist because they're protecting the things that they love, and it's an unfortunate side effect that many, not all, many patriarchies have treated the ones that they protect the most as, but as inferior. But are you gonna let a child, you know, make decisions for the whole country? No. And that whole idea and mindset is like, women have been left out of the conversation because we protect them. Therefore, we don't need them to be a part of it. Are you going to let a woman who's probably emotional and, stereotypes and things like that lead? It's like, or create ideas that could harm all of society. That was the argument. But again, the thing I would say is, as a devil's advocate, I would say, yes, absolutely. That's why you need to educate them how to treat men. You don't do that, you will have a bunch of people sharing ideas that are detrimental to society, because you check men and say men need to respect women. They've done that since the beginning of patriarchies. The Romans taught people how to respect women, and they never did take them into consideration, which is the reason why there were a lot of times where men did abuse women in the Roman Empire, but they still taught them how to respect women. The Chinese. No one ever wants to talk about how sexist Asia is, but Asia is incredibly sexist. Man talks first, woman comes second. Man is dominant, woman is not dominant. At least that's how the cultures over there want to show it and have been showing it historically and even today. But
Really?
yeah, yeah, like when Japanese news anchors talk, man talks first, woman talks next.
Is that literally that's literally their culture?
Yes, in Japan,
Wow.
China, yeah. Sometimes they don't even show the woman.
Oh,
I'm referring to
but
China now, because China, they, if you know, they'll rarely show the female anchor. Just mostly it's a man talking. So much so they've gotten rid of many, not all, many of the female anchors. I'm like, oh, well, that's very progressive.
okay.
You can find the female anchors. Like anybody can just look it up. And be like, oh, excuse me, you're wrong. It's like, yes, you're correct. But most of the time, watch the news. Their news. It is man talks first, and they spend most of the time man to man talking.
Really? Okay then.
Yeah. Say okay, but China is a clear patriarchy. You can see that. And they do that because if women were truly oppressed to the umpth degree in any patriarchy, they would leave. Because no son would ever want to see his mother be abused. No husband wants his wife abused. Unless he's one abusing them, but that's just an awful thing. But
Right.
yeah, but the reason why throughout all of human history, fathers talk down to their boys about how to treat a woman is because at the end of the day, most men are stronger than a woman.
Hmm.
That's why there have always been historically, even in matriarchies, men get the talk how to treat a woman. Women don't.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Women haven't gotten that talk in patriarchies because women normally just, because they don't like in patriarchies historically, they've been treated as, helpless. So therefore, of course they're going to know how to do it. Women will teach themselves how to do that. We don't have to teach them. But men, you can overpower them. So that way we need to talk to you.
Right.
The way America is today, it's not a true patriarchy. It's more so transitioning from patriarchy to matriarchy. Matriarchies are egalitarian. In matriarchal societies, both men and women do get the talk. How do you treat the other? One, and yes, that is true, but it is heavily, just like in patriarchies, men get the talk way more. Women have historically in matriarchies never really gotten the talk as men have. They do get a talk, but not as much. We see that in Viking culture, you see that in American culture, because women would just leave and go for their white boyfriends, later husbands.
Okay.
You would see that historically. I'm not lying. They like the man, being a man's man. Yeah. When there were the white women going to indigenous cultures, they were either taken through raids or they were a part of the you know negotiations in terms of like they're studying the culture, trying to not just studying it, but they're also just like they just live around them, and they historically people have written about this to where there are the women who write and they write saying that they feel like they're more included in those societies. So they felt more like that, but again, they just en masse have never left patriarchies. Why is that? They felt protected. So I was just waiting for your response. I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, for society, especially European culture, they have always had a well. Okay, I would actually want to stress like British culture. British culture has had a very long and a deep abiding tradition of respecting women.
Mm-hmm.
That has always been a part of their culture, even since the medieval days.
Mm-hmm.
They were like that. So it's interesting to watch people who say that that is, and keep in mind one thing, we we as Americans came from British culture. Our
Mm-hmm.
legal traditions are from British culture. Our whole system of governments and our whole basis for the law rules all. No one is above the law. That comes all from British culture. That being said, it's interesting to watch that the people who say Western society disrespects women. It's pretty interesting to see that they will ignore the the whole history of European, especially the British, putting a big emphasis on men respecting women. So,
The Victorian
and
age.
oh yeah, and then
Qu-
they would
Queen
they would
Elizabeth.
I know, and they would throw that all away for what? Because a lot of one of the most sad things I see in American culture is if someone says, like a young girl goes to work at a strip club and they say, "Oh, she's participating in a legitimate business." My first thought and the only thing I would say is you would really encourage that for that young lady to be doing that. A lot of those women, I'm pretty sure, almost certain that they don't like doing that work and that they're miserable. And keep in mind, their lives are genuinely at risk doing that job because you have some very violent men who would abuse them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't so my only question is you would really throw that all away. You would throw away everything that European society has given us just so you can prove a point. I don't think that's a logical or even
The Legend
helpful
of the
way to
Mask.
live your life or to have a society.
Agreed. I'm gonna pull up my other account on my Google to show. Let me see. I have this. Ugh, I hate this. I wanted to log into Instagram because I had this Instagram video to where. Let me see. Because I love talking about society, culture, and things like that. Because all of this stuff is very relevant. The main meat before I started streaming the game, but don't worry, we only have like what, maybe like 30 minutes left, so that's fine. But I wanted to, let me see Instagram. I wanted to discuss about like, because we mentioned about like the first Civil War, right?
Mhm.
I wanted to talk about, so what do you think about this new Civil War? It has
You
been
mean
declared recently.
I have not heard. I've been out of the news cycle recently, so you would have to bring me up to speed.
Oh, well, apparently it has been official in the news that yes, we are in civil war.
Well, who is who said that?
Both Republicans and Democrats have now officially stated, yeah, we are in civil war.
Uh, yeah, yeah, right. That's
And
they,
what is again like see, let's go here. Archives. Let me see. More. Saved. Examine. I had, yeah, like they were talking about how society, like how, oh, like Tim Pool was talking about saying about the what is again something to do with the way how states are doing the redistricting, and because there used to be swing districts, all those swing districts are getting eliminated to where it's literally now state versus state when an election will happen. So that is geographic, you know, uh, polarization. Like that is essentially civil war. And now the news media is saying that, to where they're saying, yeah, it's civil war.
Hmm.
I'm just like, yeah, I could see that. Totally see how it is. And I'm like, sure, yeah, civil war. What do you like? But I've tried to been out of the news myself as well, and I'm just like, well, I kind of figured, but I'm just gonna let God do His thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Uh, there have just been like these videos popping up in my feed where I'm like, why?
Okay.
But anyways, like yeah, like one of the videos in my feed is like this, bobsledding. You know that, right?
Bobsledding?
Yeah, there's a female Italian bobsledder. People really like her, and I'm just like, I just start laughing because I'm like, yeah, I know why. You just take one good look, and I'm just like, okay. I
Oh,
just
wait,
start.
wait, 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 wait. Are those the videos where it's those girls that are uh uh belly sliding down the slope?
Well, yeah, like they have like bobsled underneath them. Yeah, it's not girls,
What are
it's
they
one
called?
girl. Yeah, bobsledding.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, they love showing the one where she has blue spandex on.
wait. That's what's only one girl. I thought it was like an Olympic thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's an Olympic thing where they do show multiple at times, but they mostly talk about the one Italian girl. I'm like, all right, woman. I mean,
I had no idea it was like I had no idea it was just like one per or mainly one person. I thought it was like I thought it was like a competitive thing.
well, it kind of is, but like, no, 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 no. Like there are other people in the sport, but the videos primarily talk about just one of them,
Right.
and I'm just like, all right, no, that's funny. Oh, oh, shoot, hold on. Where is that video? Little Instagram video. Man, Instagram is wild, dude. It has a bunch of racist humor. I'm just like, dang, that's funny. They have a lot of that, dude. A lot of it. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Here, let me show. Let me see. Let me get your icon a little off to the side. Let me get this. All right, let me see. Here, let me share my screen in Discord so you can see.
Right.
Do you see
I'm
it?
watching. No, I cannot. Oh wait, hold
Okay,
on.
let
Wait,
me
no, no,
see.
no. Do it again. Do it again.
Okay. Okay, do you see?
I see a bunch of screens.
Do you see this?
I see you circling around like a Mufasa and Scar thing.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
I think I am racist.
Nothing wrong with that, Simba.
But Scar said that we are all born equal.
Oh, your uncle identifies as they slash them.
Slash who?
What I'm saying is that your uncle is gay, Simba.
Perhaps I have watched the One Lion King. Okay, I see.
It's like, yeah, like I'm gonna have to deal with that when it comes to like the audio. It's like that is copywritten music. It's like, well, I'm gonna have to deal with that later. But oh my goodness, there's just a
Your uncle is gay.
yeah, like what I'm saying, Simba, is that your uncle is gay. It's like okay. Let's see. There was other ones. That one's funny. That one's informative. This one is interesting. Like this one is the bobsledder girl.
Oh, I remember the
Yeah,
video. I remember when I remember when it first came out too.
What the heck? Like, this girl keeps popping in my feed. I just had to save that to like this one playlist that I have. I'm like, what the heck? Why? But all her other stuff, I'm like, not interested.
Only did 5 over.
You ran over a child.
Oh, fuck me, that's what that was! I don't know what I did, I only did 5 over.
You ran over a child.
Oh, fuck me, that's what that was!
Yeah. What was the one that's... Oh, here, hold on. Let me see. There's this one by Charlie Kirk. Have you seen this one?
You only stand for people who are white,
Use
Christian,
evidence.
and male.
Where's my brother up here?
You
Where's
got-
my man? Look at him. You gotta come up here. Come up here. Come
There's no
up here.
sound.
Come up here.
Huh?
Get over the gate.
There's no
come
sound
over the
or
gate.
audio.
No sound?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, let me... So you couldn't see any... So you couldn't hear any of that?
I could see it, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh. Odd. Let me see. Then I'll share you that one. Let me get this going.
I can't see anything. It's like, oh no,
Do,
no,
do,
never mind.
do you see it now?
Yes,
Okay,
Okay.
shoot.
give it a try.
Look
There
at
you
this
go, I
guy
can hear
here.
it.
Look at this. Yeah. Right up to the mic.
You stand for me, we good.
Is that a white man? Can you look at him, please? You said I only stand up for white men. He's got dreads.
Are you?
You said if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I mean that is correct. Yeah.
I'm on the spectrum.
Congratulations.
You love America.
Yes, I do.
I hate America.
I remember that.
Well, I just first have to ask. Since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
I hate Charlie Kirk! I hate him! I hate him! I hate him! I hate him!
I'm going to send her a signed hat.
Please do.
Only stand for people who are white,
Use
Christian,
evidence.
and male.
Where's my brother up here?
You
Where's
got-
my man? Look at him. You gotta come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Get over the gate. Come over the gate. Look at this guy here. Look at this. Yeah. Right up to the mic.
You stand for me, we good.
Is that a white man? Can you check?
I love that. You see that?
Okay, that was honestly embarrassing for that last guy.
This guy here?
That was, that's pretty embarrassing. If you better be prepared to say, if you're gonna say that, you better be prepared to get yourself embarrassed on live camera.
I know. There's a bunch of... Yeah, I know. Check this out. There's a bunch of like racist humor like this. Check this out. I just thought that was dumb.
Okay.
See the female bobsledder. Oh no. She shows up a lot. But this one I did like. Let me show you that one.
Listen to this.
Judas Iscariot go to hell for betraying Jesus?
Great question. Did Judas Iscariot go to hell because he betrayed Jesus? No.
But why not? He had no choice. And it was already predestined what was going to happen. God already knew that he was going to betray Jesus when Jesus came to earth.
Okay. And yet I would argue that Judas Iscariot did not have to betray Jesus. We read that the devil prompted Judas Iscariot. In other words, the devil did not propel Judas Iscariot. The devil prompted him. In other words, Judas Iscariot was tempted to betray Christ. He didn't have to. He chose to. Now, you're right. God knew he would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, God knows what I'm going to do as well. Not because God has programmed me a certain way, but because God's perspective is outside of time. God sees all of history at one glance, is my understanding. Therefore, God sees what I will freely choose to do tomorrow, and God saw that Judas Iscariot would betray Christ. Now, Judas and Peter are a fascinating contrast. Judas Iscariot betrayed Christ for 30 pieces of silver. Peter denied knowing Christ 3 times. Both were overcome with a sense of guilt. The difference is Judas Iscariot turned to despair, went out and hanged himself. He took the 30 pieces of silver, he threw them back at the feet of Christ, and he went out and hanged himself. Peter, on the other hand, after denying Christ, turned back to Christ for forgiveness. All of us are either like Judas or we're like Peter. All of us know at times guilt. We know that we've done wrong. Then we choose how we handle our guilt. Suppress it, turn to despair, rationalize it away, or else, like Peter, we allow our guilt to drive us to Christ for forgiveness.
Listen to this.
Judas Iscariot, go to hell.
So yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
What would you say on both of those 2 things that we had mentioned? I had showed you or I guess the 3 things with the Simba.
The interesting part about Judas is, yeah, I guess that is pretty true. He didn't have to betray Jesus. There was nothing. I remember it said in the scripture that God never tempts a man. God cannot tempt you. So there was, Judas never had to, and so by virtue of that same argument, he could have stayed a disciple the whole time. And for people to say that no, it was impossible, that I think there would have been a choice. There could have been a way for him to repent. There could have. Do I believe Judas is in heaven or hell? I don't believe he's in heaven. I don't. But I do believe that he could have been. So, do I agree with him that, was Judas in heaven? I don't think so, but do I agree that he did it? Do I agree that it didn't have to be that way? Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I totally do agree. Because I always tell people that predestination and free will both coexist because God knows everything that I'm going to do, everything that I have done, everything that I'm doing right now. I don't know. And yes, everything, because God is currently at the creation right now. He's at my birth right now. He's at my death right now. He's at the end of the earth, end of all creation right now. All of these exist simultaneously because God himself is beyond time. All these things exist because of him, not because he built it, but because he sustains it. Without God, time would not exist. All these things would cease to exist. And God, therefore, he knows what has happened, is happening, and will happen, all simultaneously. And so, yes, he knew all that, but it was still our choice to make all those decisions. It was our own free will choice, despite he knew about it. He knew about what would happen, so therefore when the prophecies came to pass, the prophecies were just talking about somebody's chosen decisions that they haven't even made yet because they haven't been born yet. It was prophesied these things would happen because God knew they would happen. And that's why he told us about them. What that does, it's showing his power and his might. That he is so powerful, so all-knowing, so ingrained to existence itself that every prophecy is proof alone. I'll speak to you more about that on other things, but later. But all I can say is that it was and is amazing to how God shows his might to us and his power to us every single time. God knows when things will happen and when things are not to happen. I I love that. And what was your other comment on the Charlie Kirk video?
Oh, I uh, I absolutely okay. One of the things I don't get about why these people hate Charlie Kirk so much, I don't understand like why. Actually, this goes to the whole point about the leftist culture right now. I don't understand why they are so vehement to adopt a victim culture because, you know, victim culture is a very sad and depressing way to live your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you go your whole life just thinking like the system is against you and that there's no way you can ever get ahead. Okay, well, first of all, let me ask you, is that is that how you want to live your life? Do you want to continue to live your life believing all the time that, there's someone out there going to get you? Or like someone who's keeping you down? Or would you rather believe that there's hope and that you can make a better life for yourself here in America? I mean, personally for you, my friend, what kind of life or what kind of worldview would you want to have?
Mm-hmm. I would argue, not saying that you're wrong at all. I'm not at all disagreeing. I'm wanting to add to what you're saying. Absolutely. Maybe even giving more context to other people, if I may. I would
Mhm.
say that a lot of people say it's a fact the world is against me or things like that. I may even say that like sure I could say you're deceived or I could say yeah, I agree with that. And are you going to let that take your joy? Are you going to? Look at all the people before you. They had to
Yeah.
deal with so much as well. The world was holding them down, and look at them. They created so many things. Take a good look. Are you this group or this group that you identify with? Are you part of this? Let me show you somebody who's in that group who succeeded despite the things against them. And they took that joy in their life and they used it for good. They didn't let the world bother them. Are you going to let the world bother you? No. That's why my friend here, Mr. Lord Horatio, he himself doesn't let the world bother him. He says that if he believes that, if he stoops to that belief in his heart, he's going to let the world take his joy. Even if things like that were true to him, true to you, that allowing that mindset blocks you from your victory in this world and blocks your efforts in this world. Doesn't matter how many times you say, but my efforts do fail. It doesn't matter. When the minute you admit that is the minute you're saying, I cannot. And even if you say, I just cannot, then you'll remain where you are, even if you're angry. If you really want to fight and resist, you will say, I will do better. I will not be sad. I will do better because no one will hold me down. I am better than what the world tells me. I am better than what this system says I am. I can do better. That's what I want you, and that's what Lord Horatio here wants for you.
Exactly. I mean, I remember a long time ago there was a musician. He's on YouTube and he had a really good message and he he said, he was applying for a music conservatory and at the time he wasn't sure he was going to get in, and so at the time he didn't get in, and he got a really depressing letter saying, like he didn't have what it takes, and that he just wasn't good enough. So then, it depressed him a little, but then he had he had the winner mentality because the next thing he said is, I have to prove him wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did is that he went back, he practiced a whole bunch, he refined his skills, he put in the work, and then he got ahead in life. So, this is, and well, and might I add that this man, for what it's worth, he's a black man,
Mm-hmm.
and he's highly educated. He works extremely hard, and he has been able to pull himself through and make a life for himself as a musician, which is, by the way, not easy to do. So, it just goes to show you that anyone in this country can make it. And there is no, I would say this for the people who believe that the system's against you. Don't let these politicians just say, the system is screwing you. Why don't you go out there and prove them wrong? Why don't you go out there and show them the system isn't screwing me because the system isn't screwing me. I am the master of my own destiny. This is America. This is the land of opportunity. I can make a great life for myself if I put in the work.
When trying to reach these leftist people, the minute you talk about America and system, this and that, they won't believe you. So as much as I believe you, I would say, even if the system is against you, you gotta prove that system wrong. Show them that you can do it. And if these politicians wanna constantly nag at you, system against system, ignore them. Because you're gonna show that system who's boss by showing them, no, I can do it. I can prove you wrong. And you know what? I can show you I can succeed despite the system against me. And because if you say it like that, you can reach them where they're at. I do disagree that, I don't think that the system is look, there have been a lot of corrupt people within the system, and I do believe that a lot of that comes from the left. Historically, there have been right-wing individuals, yes, but there is a lot of bad ones in the left. You look at them today, they're just fear-mongering the people. They sure like saying, the right fear-mongers, can you name one thing? They say, all these illegals, yeah, they shouldn't be here. In fact, don't you talk about my ethnic people and saying that the white man was being in other people's lands? Like, yeah, they were illegal. We tried deporting them. They brought the army. Exactly. And they took it by force. Peace treaties were signed. Yes, we can talk about the peace treaties later and all, but that's not what you're talking about. What you're talking about... Yeah, exactly. They don't even acknowledge the peace treaties. They just say war and conflict is stealing. Excuse me, or even settling is stealing. Okay, excuse me, why is it okay for these people then to settle in this land? Why? Oh, I know, because you're a colonizer, end of story, and you say you hate colonization, but no, you don't. You want more colonization. Just admit it, Billie Eilish. You want more settling. You want more colonization because you are a white supremacist and you want your paycheck. You want more people to come here and take up more land that legally doesn't belong to them. But let me tell you this. As long as people have the power to do what they want, it will be done. And that's why I stand against what you say, Billie Eilish, because you are part of the wealthy and rich, powerful elite class who think you can bring in these other people to take resources away from me, my community, and my community is being told a lie. I'm not talking about ethnic community. I mean literally the neighborhood I live in, the community I live in. They are of white, black, and any other ethnic group that live here. Now, there aren't that many white people where I live, and there aren't that many black people where I live, but again, most people that are living in my area believe this nonsense, and all the resources that could go to them from our city, our state, goes to all these people who don't belong here. And guess what? That is nothing more than colonization, and I don't like that. So, Billie Eilish, because she went on the Golden Grammys or whatever it is, and she said, stand against ICE, I stand against F ICE, and no one's illegal on stolen land. Excuse me, Billie. I don't mean to be racist here. No, I'm not going to go that route. Sorry. But but I will tell her the truth that she is a white supremacist because you stand with all these rich white people. Okay, maybe I am being racist. Fine, I'll go back to my other statement. What are you, Billie Eilish? Oh, you white? Yeah, of course you want more settlers here. Of course you want all these more people coming into our land. My friend Lord Horatio here, he's white. He has having his resources taken from him because of all these people you keep bringing in. How about they go back to their land to where they come from? Because if this country is evil, like you say, Billie Eilish, why are you here and why you want these people here? You want them to be oppressed? Send them back.
Actually, a really good point. It's like if you say America is so oppressive and evil, then why would you? Why are so many people immigrating here then?
Exactly.
What?
This country's not evil.
It's like, why? Okay, so if you say this country is evil, why is everyone immigrating here?
Exactly. Like our institutions are from both the Europeans and the indigenous. Like the Iroquois were very instrumental, but a lot of that stuff also comes from the British too. I'm not going to lie. Like you were mentioning earlier, a lot of the foundations that came over were from also the British, like especially the morality system. Like you have a system by the indigenous, like the Iroquois, that had our constitution, like essentially our constitution is essentially copy and paste. But I'll tell you this, it wasn't one for one. And you have all of the British, what they have, and the ideas that they're drawing from their culture, but they're drawing from it from a Christian reference. And that's why all of this works, because we see the Iroquois, they ended up, going away. Yes, they got taken over because of a internal conflict within them, and it was easy for outside forces to chip away at that. That's how they got, to no longer be. And you see, like the Romans, they came and went. Technically, they're still around with the Vatican, but but you see other societies that's the European cultures like started drawing from, like the ancient Greeks, the Romans. Yeah, where are they now? But you see the Americans and, Britain, when they got rid of Christianity, you see where they are now. America still has a strong Christian population. And you see where we are. We're the strongest nation on the planet, despite all these flaws and problems. Despite all of these things, you can see that even though people may disagree with how this event that I'm about to mention was done, we got one of our adversaries in 6 hours, brought him to our country in 6 hours. Vladimir Putin of Russia, who is a communist, he is politically a communist, but he is a head of an oligarchical system. He's trying to end the oligarchical system, trying to, what is it called again? There's free economy and planned economy. He's trying to make it all into a planned economy as he tries to take down these billionaires. And he's using the war to, siphon off power from these oligarchs. But that's a side thing. So we see that he can't get his opponent. And he's been at it for more than 3 years. China has been at it for years trying to get the leader of Taiwan literally on their doorstep. But America, hundreds of miles away, got Maduro in 6 hours, no casualties. And we brought him to our country and tried him. You can see the disparity in power there, that we are, the most powerful country on the planet. We are the country that is trying to enforce the world order. That, hey, if you are hurting your own people, we'll bring you to justice. And people get mad at us for that. It's like, why else do you think the world system exists? Why do you think the United Nations exist? You need the teeth of the United Nations. That's why the League of Nations collapsed. This nation God blessed. The people who founded this nation, the founding fathers, yes, they drew from the indigenous, but they also drew from the Europeans as well. They were they had hearts on fire for God. And they drew from the inspiration that God had blessed them with. And they created the greatest nation on the planet, on the face of the planet. And these people hate this country? Why don't you go somewhere else? I believe that if you love this nation, that you will fight to defend this nation. I don't care if you're indigenous or not, from the Mayflower or not. You love this nation, you will fight for this nation, because that is what God had put you here for. Be grateful that we are of this nation. Did you want to say something?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
So what do you think of the Bob's letter? If I may, watch.
Skeleton racing is one of...
Huh?
I've seen this video. Well, I saw the... I actually haven't seen this one. Yeah, I want to play it.
Okay, watch. You see the little guy here? See him?
Yeah.
Of course she's popular. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me see. Okay.
Skeleton racing is one of the most dangerous sports on Earth. You race headfirst on a 70-pound metal sled, flying down an icy track at nearly 90 miles per hour with no brakes and no steering wheel. You control everything using just your shoulders and knees. In sharp turns, your body feels up to 5 Gs of force, making your head feel incredibly heavy. One small mistake, one weak moment, and you can slam into the ice at highway speed. That's why even professional athletes can only handle a few runs a day. Skeleton racing is one of the...
I'm sorry. I think she's funny.
That they call it skeleton racing?
Apparently so. I thought it was called sledding, but apparently skeleton racing.
Yeah, is that true? I don't know. That's true.
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And oh, here's another good one, if I may show you. May I?
Yeah. All right, and this is the last of your entrees, our famous lasagna bites. Thank you.
Hey! Oh, thank God. Thought he took my food. Hey! Wait, what's your password to your phone? Oh, it's my birthday.
All right, and this is the last of your entrees, our famous...
It's his birthday. It's his birthday. He's had to get into his phone, but he doesn't know his birthday.
Okay.
Oh, I wish I could show that one. Dad, I think I'm racist. Oh, nothing wrong with that, Simba. And then he's like, but Scar says we're all created equal. And he's like, oh, your uncle identifies as a they/them. Like, they/? And he's like, this one's dumb. She uses magic.
Okay.
This one's also dumb. Let me show you. Oh, wait. This one next to the video where, oh my goodness, why? Oh, right. I just want to show that, like, why on earth would she do that? And then they modded this video game. Huh?
Oh, it might have to be for next time because I have to get to bed soon.
That's all right. Let me go back to...
I'm sorry.
That is okay. I knew that we were drawing close to the time, so now it is time for us to wrap up at least this portion of the stream. I will mute the audio for desktop as I said Lord Horatio goodbye. But before we do, Lord Horatio, is there anything you wanted to mention before you head out?
I think that's pretty much it. Well, but thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. It was amazing having you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, my man. All right, everybody. I shall send Lord Horatio off. Give me about 5 minutes, and well, actually, no. Maybe I will just end the stream and just restart later. Part 3 is coming soon. All right, everybody. I'll see you, Lord Horatio. We shall depart this stream. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. You have been so amazing. Thank you so much. And it was a wonderful birthday so far. I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys so much. God bless you. God bless America, and Godspeed. Lord Horatio.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. And right now, it's just with the goodbye and the thank you. I muted both of us right now. Let's see. Perfect. I'll give it a few more seconds, but all right. So my man, when shall be the next time we shall see? I shall see you.